I have no idea. I don't know. I'm just trying to do the best I can.
I was crumbling. Everything was like catching up to me. I had spent all these years investing my energy.
Wondermind was once hyped as the future of mental health, a bold, revolutionary mission with Selena Gomez at the front lines, vowing to change lives and break stigmas. But behind the glitter and Instagram filters, something dark is unfolding. The company is crashing, employees are crying foul, vendors are chasing payments, and shockingly, the only person still fighting for this broken dream is not Selena. It's her mother. Yes, while Selena Gomez, self-proclaimed mental health advocate, rare beauty mogul, and billionaire darling, twirls around the globe with designer bags and paparazzi smiles.
First up, I bought my 11,500 square feet Encino mansion, once owned by Tom Petty. That cost me $4.9 million.
Her own mom, Mandy Teefey, is left to pick up the shattered pieces, while Mandy is scrambling to save the sinking ship.
So we are really setting up what our company is by what the consumer needs, instead of us giving them what we think they need.
Selena is sipping cocktails in some luxury suite, acting like Wondermind never existed. It's giving selfish. It's giving betrayal. It's giving coward. Is this what mental health advocacy looks like when the cameras stop rolling? Selena turned her trauma into a brand, her struggles into sales. But when the mission needed her most, she ghosted like a bad ex. Wondermind was launched in 2021 with a beautiful vision. Selena, her mom Mandy, and media entrepreneur Daniela Pearson joined forces to create a mental fitness platform aimed at changing the way people talk about mental health. They promised podcasts, newsletters, expert interviews, and celebrity content that made mental health more accessible. And guess what? Investors loved it. In 2022, Wondermind raised a whopping $5 million and was valued at $100 million. Big names like Serena Williams' venture firm and Sequoia Capital were on board. Everything looked perfect. But fast forward a couple of years and that dream started to rot from the inside. Downfall of Wondermind. By 2023, the glossy dream of Wondermind began to crack, and fast. Daniela Pearson, the sharp business mind who helped launch the company, abruptly quit in January. No big statement, no farewell post, just gone. It raised more than a few eyebrows, and by 2025, the cracks exploded into chaos. Mandy Teefey, now the lone captain of this mental health ship, was scrambling to stay afloat. March hit like a storm. Wondermind ran out of money. Employees were left hanging with no paychecks. Freelancers were ghosted after months of work. Vendors completely ignored. And just when you thought it couldn't get worse, boom, May 8th, 2025. Mandy publicly admitted she took out a loan against her own home just to keep Wondermind breathing. Meanwhile, Selena, glamorous, glowing, and still counting rare beauty millions, was nowhere in sight. Her mom was risking the roof over her head. And the financial mess? That was just the opening scene. This wasn't some bump in the road. It was a full-blown meltdown. Employees weren't just missing a paycheck or two, they were watching their bank accounts dry up. Some only got half their salaries. Freelancers had been chasing payments for months, with totals climbing to over $60,000. One PR firm came forward slamming Wondermind for stiffing them for the full amount. Then came the bombshell. Internal emails leaked to Forbes. In one, Mandy casually informed staff that their health insurance was being cut on a day literally branded Wellness Day. The irony was brutal. With insurance gone, employees were forced onto COBRA, shelling out hundreds just to stay covered. Morale collapsed, confusion spread like wildfire, and the big question loomed in the background like a shadow. Who the hell was actually running Wondermind? Mandy, protective mom, or poor CEO? All eyes turned to Mandy Teefey. As the CEO, she was expected to keep things stable. Instead, reports surfaced that she made some huge mistakes. Sources claimed she rejected a massive deal with Airbnb because it needed Selena's participation. She wanted to protect her daughter from more commitments. Sweet? Maybe. But business doesn't work that way. That one decision reportedly cost Wondermind millions. Critics said Mandy, a former talent manager, was out of her league trying to run a tech company. One insider even called her leadership chaotic and emotional. Yet others defended her, calling her graceful and resilient. But the bigger question still lingered. Where was Selena in all of this? Here's the bombshell. Selena Gomez, listed as the Chief Impact Officer of Wondermind, has barely been involved. Insiders say she's only visited the company once in 3 years. Her team often ignored requests from Wondermind staff to help with simple promotions. Selena's 420 million followers could have made the company go viral in seconds. But she rarely lifted a finger. Meanwhile, her rare beauty line earned $370 million in 2023 alone. Her net worth? Around $1.3 billion? So why didn't she help? Some say she didn't know about the crisis until recently. Others aren't buying it. A source told People that she quickly invested more money once she found out. But while she played catch-up, the company's reputation was hanging by a thread. And desperate times called for desperate moves. Wondermind fights for life. After the media firestorm blew up, Wondermind scrambled into damage control mode. A company spokesperson stepped in with a tone-deaf statement, brushing the chaos off as mere startup growing pains. They promised everything would be paid by May 12th and hyped up some vague, new beginning. But behind the polished PR spin, the reality was still rotting. Employees were furious. Many still hadn't seen their full pay, were sending in threats. And the company? Desperately begging for investors just to survive another month. Wondermind wasn't collapsing, it was self-destructing, torching every bridge had built. But here's the twist that most people missed. This wasn't a failed startup story anymore. This was dragging Selena Gomez's billion-dollar empire into the fire, and it wasn't looking pretty. Suddenly, Selena's image began to crumble. Billionaire status? Now under the microscope. Social media lit up, fans on X were at war. Some defended, claiming she was just a figurehead, nothing more than a logo on the company letterhead. But the louder voices, they weren't buying it. They called her out for staying silent while chaos unfolded, for watching her mother go into debt, for letting a company built on mental health ironically break down the very people it claimed to protect. People are now asking, was Selena ever truly rich? Or is her empire just mirrors an inflated rare beauty stock? The queen of mental wellness turned her back when things got dark. One moment she was a mental health icon.
In honor of Mental Health Awareness Month, I am kicking off Wondermind's Thanks for Sharing campaign.
The next, she looked like just another celeb who cashed in on a cause and ghosted when it got uncomfortable. Wondermind's collapse isn't just ruining trust, it's leaving Selena's entire legacy in question. But as the headlines fade, something even more disturbing was unfolding quietly in the background. The ugly truth behind the curtain. At the end of the day, the collapse of Wondermind isn't just a failed business, it's a brutal expose of how far a celebrity can fall when the cameras are off and real responsibility kicks in. A $100 million mental health startup, backed by A-list fame, crumbled like a house of cards in under 2 years. And while Selena Gomez was out posing on red carpets and counting rare beauty sales, her company was bleeding out. She gave Wondermind her face, her fame, and her followers, but not her effort. And now, that absence is looking less like disinterest and more like betrayal. Meanwhile, her mother, Mandy Teefey, the woman who helped bring Wondermind to life, is drowning in the wreckage. She's not just dealing with angry employees and unpaid bills, she literally risked her home to keep the company afloat. And where's Selena? Nowhere to be found. No public support, no statement, no money, just silence. Is there trouble behind closed doors? Has Selena cut her own mother off? The woman who once raised her, fought for her, and stood by her in the toughest moments is now alone, scrambling to save what's left. And Selena? She's living her billionaire life like none of this ever happened. It's starting to look like the fame got to her head. Selfish, detached, and completely out of touch, Selena Gomez is becoming the exact kind of celebrity she once claimed to stand against. She built a brand off her mental health struggles, turned pain into profit, and sold the image of someone who cared deeply. But the moment things got difficult, she vanished. No support, no accountability, no responsibility, just silence. It'll be interesting to see what Selena does next, whether she finally steps up and takes responsibility, or continues to watch the chaos from her throne of silence. What do you think Selena should do? Help her mom, or stay out of it? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to stay updated on Wondermind's fate and Selena's next move.